Juha, a folk hero in various Middle Eastern cultures, is often depicted with a donkey. Many stories involve Juha and his donkey, highlighting his perceived foolishness and unexpected wisdom. A common theme in these tales is Juha's interactions with the donkey and the people around him, often leading to comedic and thought-provoking situations. One day, Juha's friends bet him that if he could spend the entire night in the forest until morning, without wearing warm clothes and without lighting a fire, they would throw him a grand celebration. Juha accepted the challenge and spent the night in the forest. Come morning, he went to inform his friends about the celebration. One of them asked, "The weather in the forest was cold last night. What did you do?" Juha replied, "There was a cabin in the middle of the forest with a fire burning inside. I stood outside it to feel warm from the fire and not be cold." His friend said, "So the reason you endured the cold night was because of the fire's warmth." Juha tried to convince them that the warmth from the fire was weak and that he couldn't have felt its heat while standing outside the cabin. But his friends refused to believe him, and ultimately they decided not to hold the celebration for him. Instead, Juha offered to host a feast himself. The next day, everyone gathered at Juha's house. As noon approached, there was no sign of food. His friends asked, "Why isn't the food ready yet?" Juha replied, "The pot is on the fire, but the water hasn't boiled yet." Curious, his friends went outside to check, only to find the pot hanging from a tree with a single lit candle about a meter beneath it. They were quite puzzled and said, "That candle won't make the pot boil." Juha smiled and replied, "That's true. Just like that flame on the cold night in the forest. It didn't warm me while I was far away from it." During Juha's journey to another city, he grew tired from traveling and sat under a walnut tree. The weather was hot, so he removed his turban from his head. While he was exhausted, his eyes caught a nearby hill and he saw a pumpkin garden there. He raised his head to the sky and said, "My lord, you also sometimes make mistakes in your work. For example, you produce a very small walnut like this from a large walnut tree of this size, while you allow a big pumpkin to grow on the ground." Before Juha finished speaking, a walnut fell from the top of the tree and hit his head, causing him a lot of pain. Juha regretted what he had said and bowed down to the ground in prostration. In the meantime, Juha said, "My lord, forgive me. I didn't understand that there is wisdom behind every action you take. If a pumpkin had fallen on my head instead of a walnut, my head would be torn apart right now." Juha went to the baker to buy bread and saw a large crowd waiting in line. He thought to himself that it wouldn't be his turn soon. Juha considered what he should do and what the trick he might use to get the bread quickly. He loudly shouted, "People, how ignorant you are to stand here in line for bread, and you'll pay for it too, while in the back alley at the house of the sheik, so-and-so, there is a big feast, and food is being served to people for free. Go there and fill your bellies." As soon as the people heard this, they stopped standing in the bread line and ran toward the house he pointed to. Juha calmly approached the bakery to buy bread, but his curiosity was piqued by the crowd's rush. He thought to himself, "Maybe this news is true, and there is really a feast. It would be better for me to go and enjoy this big feast." So Juha started running after the crowd, heading toward the back alley without buying any bread. Juha was standing in the middle of the street, wearing his fine robe and looking at the people. When the people saw him in his new robe, they gathered around him, beginning to examine his new garment. Some of them asked, "Where did you buy this beautiful fabric, Juha?" And a group of people took note of the tailor's address from Juha, while others asked him about the price per meter of the fabric and the cost of tailoring. Juha grew annoyed and tired of the many and varied questions. Since a large crowd had gathered there, he couldn't answer everyone's inquiries. So he fled from them and hurried back home, saying to his wife, "Go and tell the people that Juha is ill and tired. Come and see for yourselves what's wrong." The people gathered in front of Juha's house, asking about his condition and checking on his health. Suddenly, Juha shouted from atop the roof, "People, I am fine, but I had to escape from you because your large crowd and your numerous questions overwhelmed me. Now let everyone know I bought so-and-so meters of fabric from so-and-so, and the tailor so-and-so sewed the robe for me. Now leave me in peace and go away."